plus
views.
Hello, welcome to the Dugout. Apologies for being late. Who's responsible for it being late today?
Gulati sir.
We had a TV
He
show
had a
today.
TV show. He had a TV show.
Yeah, we are not late because we
Yeah.
were casual about it. In fact, we were working extra hard. We had to do a program on television as well. So we finished that. That coincided with our Dugout time. And so once we finished the TV program, there's always a post-mortem because of the number of mistakes we make. That post-mortem.
This time it was a more grueling one.
Yeah, so we've done all of that. But when I was doing the TV show also, I was very eager to do the Dugout because it's a very interesting, juicy subject that we have. We're going to talk about it. You can read it in the title. But what's the context, why we're talking about it, and how that has impacted Indian cricket, that captaincy. That's something that we're going to be talking in the next 45 minutes to 1 hour. And as always, we'll take your comments as well. So now that we know the culprit, why we are late, we can move on to what happened. What is happening in Australia, Mike?
The Indian cricket team practiced today in Canberra
Yeah.
ahead of their 2-day, practice game against Prime Minister's 11. That's going to begin tomorrow. It's going to be a day-night affair. And the good signs are that Shubman Gill is returned to practice. He
Wow.
returned to batting practice.
The mic on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he returned to batting practice, and the good thing is that he did not show any signs of discomfort. Like he was playing all his shots
Wow.
around the way, even playing the defense also well. And Mukesh Kumar has reached Australia
Why did they have to
specifically for the
send him?
pink
Yeah.
ball practice.
But why did I have to send him back? Poor guys. Like, TADA देने में problem है क्या? Like, you could have just stayed. In fact, it would have costed them more to like fly him back.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they send him back for the auction.
What is he going to do? He's not sitting on the auction table.
Horses for courses. He's a swing bowler.
I know that.
Yeah.
They were just, yeah, exactly.
Could have taken him with him to Canberra and then to Adelaide.
But the good thing is that the team practiced despite a rainy
Yeah, I
weather.
was going to ask
They
that.
were
Was it
determined to.
raining?
Yes, it was
Heavily?
raining. Not heavily,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there was a lot of rain, and they still practiced. Rohit Sharma also had a batting practice session. Later, he engaged in a football session
Rohit Sharma.
with Harshit Rana, Sarfaraz Khan, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Nitish Reddy for that matter.
He's a big Real Madrid fan.
But
I
Sarfaraz
thought
Khan.
KL would have been playing more football. He put an Insta story also.
Parth, Jindal.
But the most interesting thing of the lot, Virat Kohli was practicing against spin. Both R. Ashwin and Ravindra Jadeja had an extended session there.
Yeah, because fast bowlers.
Now he's got the century, the monkeys off his back. In my back
And
too.
the hair is off your back. And that is true.
Yeah, we have some exclusive visuals also. We
In
can
case
cut
of
to-
Rohit Sharma also, he was seen practicing specifically against back of a line deliveries. That was one thing I noticed.
Shubman Gill was batted quite a lot. I think he batted
did?
in the nets first. Then he even had some throwdowns to him. Ajit Agarkar, if I'm not wrong, was also having
Yes.
throwing some balls at him to sort of give him that feel of the bat. Maybe that is also because he's just come off the injury, and the more you bat, the more subconsciously your injury sort of goes out of your head, because when you're just out of the injury, you're holding the bat, you're constantly focusing on the injured area. So I think maybe that's the reason why he was batting a little extra more than what others batted. Even in the rain, it was raining heavily, and everyone not caring about their equipment continued batting.
Plus, I think
But they can get bat replacement.
Yeah,
you
the
and I.
replacement also.
We hide a bat and the
Yeah.
t-shirt.
No, even they do it at times if it's their favorite bat. But I don't think this was one of his favorites because did not have the maker's name on it. Na?
You can check out all the exclusive visuals, everything from Australia. It's already up on Sports Today, including a press conference. Abhishek Nair, did he say something interesting? No.
I said that the return of Rohit and Shubman is a sweet headache.
Now sweet
And,
headache. Good headache say now it's become sweet headache.
But it's not a headache. It's very, I think,
Yeah, they will
straightforward.
slot
Yeah.
in. We'll discuss about that. We have enough days.
Even
now.
KL was asked about this after that first test match, that what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that Rohit is back? So he said he too will obviously automatically slot himself in, but
Shubman will also.
Even Shubman, till then Shubman was still, iffy. It was just at the end of the first test match. Rohit that was on the
Cheteshwar
ground.
Pujara has given his opinion that KL Rahul should not bat any lower down the order at max number 3.
Then who should?
Hmm?
He would have said that also, na? Then who should? He should have.
You are as good as Cheteshwar Pujara. You can tell.
No, then who should? He should have told that
No,
as well.
we'll spend enough time discussing that. The test match will come. We'll discuss who should bat where. From tomorrow, by the way, they have a warm-up game with the pink ball in Canberra. That's going to be televised live on the broadcaster. You guys can check that out as well. The big day for India-Pakistan as well. We've done a detailed video on that, of what really happened in the meeting. What does the future entail for both India-Pakistan? What could be the likely outcome of that meeting? All that is also done in a video that they can check out.
India Pakistan tomorrow also 10:30 a.m. Under 19 Asia Cup begins tomorrow.
Wow.
It's India Pakistan.
We'll check.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll check that out as well. Anything else, or can we say bye?
Bye to
What else
the
is going
latest
on?
updates.
Is there anything else that's going on apart from KL Rahul giving his audition for Bengaluru FC?
KL Rahul.
But there's going to be a good tennis package that's going to be uploaded very soon on Iga Swiatek. Like once again, it has invited mixed reactions on her doping ban as to why it's been such a very small doping ban, and even why
viewers
Yannick.
don't
There was, but there was something even more interesting which even the viewers saw. Yesterday there was an interview that you had done.
Parth Jindal.
Parth Jindal.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with him. He
Even
always
am I.
He speaks his mind. One is he's a sport lover. I interviewed him at the Olympics also, and he knows a
Yes.
lot about Olympic sport. At such a young age, he's doing a lot. Spoke his mind, including that of captaincy, and actually that is what has prompted us to talk about it. Where he spoke about Rishabh Pant and the things that Rishabh wanted and things that was the problem between. So he mentioned that they were not on the same wavelength. What is really interesting is that he also said that he was wanting certain things, at which point they had to literally tell him that just relax.
Hang on.
No, that is something for us to decide. Because he literally pointed it out, because I asked him a direct question that, whether the captains, the coaching staff, he said, yeah, he did wanted to have a say in that. That was one of the things. But then we told him, no, just relax, chill. No, we don't have to see it, Shivam. We know that it exists. Why do you have to show it to us?
He even went down to the fact that he said that I like him so much that for me, I would have gone all the lengths to sort of, get Rishabh, keep Rishabh in the team, want him in the team. But it just got so out of hand, whatever Rishabh would have asked for, that even he could not disagree with his other owner, Kiran Grandhi, that they had to be on the same pitch
No,
for
but
it.
they were almost going to do the right to match for him.
Yeah.
And that's what I asked him, that if you had realized you could not retain him, that you're not on the same wavelength, then there was a risk if you do right to match.
Yeah.
Because then you get him, and then again you're not on the same wavelength. How would and to which I love the fact that Parth took it like directly. He said that's an answer. That's something we'd never know. We were hoping that if we get him, we'll find a common
We'll
ground.
mend ways later.
We'll
Yeah.
mend ways. There's something else. But you never know. So they were willing to take that risk.
But he even said that a very big reason for that also was that, he very clearly mentioned, and he did not even hide that Shreyas was their first target. He was
absolutely.
very clear
Primary
about
target.
that.
No, but that was because
Rishabh wasn't there,
because of the
the wavelength. But if when they did not end up having a Shreyas Iyer, then they had to go after a Rishabh Pant, and at the price that they went after Rishabh Pant for the RTM was way less than a Shreyas Iyer. It was just a little over 20 CR. So I think even if it would have been 23, 24ish, if Lucknow would have given that amount for the RTM, then I think they still would have gone after him. And he very clearly said that we talked about this fact on the table, that we'll sort out whatever the problems are with Rishabh Pant. If he's back, that means he was very open about the fact that they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, no, because he mentioned he has India captaincy ambition, and that's the very important bit that Parth talks about, which is nothing wrong. I mean, if you look at Rishabh Pant, I think he'll make for a very good captain. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sunil Gavaskar, in one of the interviews that I did with him after the New Zealand series, where I spoke to him about what could be the future if Australia series doesn't go India's way. Some senior players would be asked, you'd move on from then who could be captain. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he mentioned
It was Mohammad Kaif, I think, who mentioned his name.
No. I with
was Sunil
Gavaskar also,
Gavaskar, yeah.
I interviewed him after New Zealand series. I remember.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, he did speak about
After
Rishabh
you
Pant.
lost to New Zealand in Mumbai.
Correct.
The third test, yeah.
I think he also mentioned, and I agree with him, because for me, Rishabh is a good captain. He's done very well. Even during IPL, I was impressed with his captaincy. I think he's a sharp brain, as you can make out when he's a wicketkeeper as well, standing behind the stump. He has that kind of inputs that he gives to the bowler as well. And wicketkeepers tend to have that, perfect view also of the game in terms of field setting and all that. And he's sharp enough to have. And there's nothing wrong with having captaincy ambition. But when it reaches a stage where, it is bordering on, you are literally deciding who the coach or director of cricket should be, I don't know, that could be troublesome. And I don't disagree.
Could it be troublesome?
You're okay if let's say if you're the captain, you're okay with,
if I'm the owner.
If you're the owner, you're okay with your captain deciding all that?
Yeah, I don't mind, see, because that's exactly what happens in Indian cricket as well. Not to this extent, but yeah, to a certain point. See, again, Virat wanted Ravi Shastri always. He got what he wanted.
But at that time, you remember, BCCI wasn't really the BCCI.
Yeah, that is also true.
It was run by administrators, which at that time, since the BCCI, I'm saying before that period and after that period, BCCI has. While I know that captains have suggested, even in Greg Chappell's case, Sourav Ganguly had suggested his name, but even then the final call was taken by the BCCI. Same was the case with Anil Kumble. It's not that the players suggested, but they went with him. I don't know whether the players were consulted about Gautam Gambhir.
No, not in that case.
So if those,
but that is also a reason for that is that Virat and Rohit are sort of, you're now starting to build towards a new team, a fresher team. So maybe that much consideration from a Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli would not have been taken, because I understand that they are in the last stages of their career in that sense, and you needed somebody for the long term who can sort of build the team moving ahead. But in IPL, I feel I don't think that is wrong if the captain wants a coach as far as his convenience is concerned, because I'm making somebody the captain with all the trust, and if I'm trusting somebody, I need to trust him with the full length, because again that comes down to the fact that if the owners will decide the coach and everything, and then you never know now that how is the bond going to be between the coach that the owners have selected and the captain, what their wavelength would be. So I'm not wrong, because at the end the buck stops on the coach and on the captain. So you take your calls on how it actually continues to be with. So I don't think that's wrong to ask for. Again, it's in the hands of the owners. But again, we often talk about this fact that owners should not be having any say in the cricketing decisions. So this is just extended
my
version.
Point is, I don't think in IPL it works like that. I don't think there are any owners that are consulting the captains that what should be the coach. It's not even happening there. See, again, IPL runs very differently to international cricket. Boards' view of players is very different to how owners look at players. I mean, in fact, to the contrary, it's exactly the opposite. I think the coach, I just want to know, did Rohit Sharma pick Mark Boucher, or did Mark Boucher pick Hardik Pandya? Just asking you.
I think Mumbai Indians is a very different case study altogether.
The franchise picked Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
Based on input from within?
I don't think
it's on record. It's on record. Mark Boucher went on that podcast and.
But do you think Mark Boucher, say, when you have so many legends in that dressing room, I'm not too sure how much valued as an input from Mark Boucher count for such a big decision to remove Rohit and get in Hardik Pandya? I'm pretty sure it's more about what the owners would have wanted rather than what the coach would have wanted.
Before I get to that, see, this mic is not the Shadi ka mic that if you do like this, it'll go. It has to be like this.
No, I'm telling the producer told me that I'm
Yes.
breathing, so it's
Yeah,
going in
because you are doing it, you have to do it like this. I know it's very comfortable to rest it here.
I'm
has
still
to
trying
be-
to figure out how.
Gulati is doing it perfect.
Gulati Sato does it the best.
He does it the best.
Yeah.
No, what is the thing is he found a very nice spot here. So he just will keep it. That means the thing is like this. I've told him twice, but I think he doesn't care.
No, I was just trying to figure out
Sorry,
how to.
what were you saying?
Yeah. Okay.
You
My
wanna-
point was that I am not going to be fine with the captain picking the coach or the assistant coaches of the team if I am the franchise, because his job is to just go out there, play the game, lead the team on the field. That's something that he has to do. He can give his suggestion as to who could the possible coach be, but then he should not be the one who should finalize the fact that who's really going to be the support staff. At the end of the day, you don't really have to have a personal bond with someone so as to make sure that you gel together, or maybe be a part of the support staff for that matter, or form a team. You can still dislike each other, but then at the end of the day, it's about sticking together as a unit. And we have seen with previous teams also that teams and players that it has happened that they've turned out to be good. Best example, Steve Waugh and Shane Warne for that matter. But then that's not the discussion here. The point is that captain should not be the one deciding as to who should be a part of the support staff or not.
But I don't understand what's the issue in that. See, Indian cricket, I do understand that still makes sense what you're saying, and I do agree to that. There, maybe the call should not be taken by the captain. But in IPL, I feel when you're this is just
That's
talking about
simply, I'll
Rishabh
tell you
Pant.
why. What is the issue? Because IPL is not run by captains, my friend. IPL is run by coaches today. It is a question of who has the upper hand. You tell me in IPL today, how many times are you looking at the captain doing this or that? I'm giving an example. Look at KKR. You said Gautam Gambhir was running that franchise. Look at Lucknow previously. It was Justin Langer running. Before that, were you saying KL Rahul is running? So KL Rahul was deciding Gautam Gambhir, or did Gautam Gambhir tell Lucknow to have that? Similarly, if you go to your other franchises, it's Delhi that decided to go with Rishabh Pant. Rather than Rishabh Pant deciding, you go to any franchise, even Mumbai Indians for that matter, took a call from there. The truth is, and that is the one thing that you will see in T20 cricket, it's already started happening in international cricket, and I'm not saying that I'm a believer of that, but that's the reality. Much like you've started seeing in football where managers run the show, it is starting to happen in cricket. Now more and more, I'm not taking any name, more and more coaches are even telling you field placing from outside. They're even telling you what bowling changes to make at what point. Everything is data analysis being fed by analysts and also coaches deciding from the outside. As soon as the hierarchy or the food chain becomes like this, you cannot go back to the old school, sort of an arrangement where the captain will decide. That is not going to happen. You may think it's right or not, but I'm saying more and more as you move along, you will see it is going to be franchises that will decide. And by the way, to forget about that, you have seen what is the value of a captain in IPL franchise, let alone decide a coach. Just last IPL, what was one of the biggest talking points?
Rohit Sharma.
No, what you saw, that was what you
KL
saw.
Rahul and
KL Rahul and Sanjeev Goenka. Yeah.
Where could you have thought of seeing this before? But it is happening, no? What is that telling you? It is telling you the power structure that exists. So yes, wishful thinking, captain decide, it's not happening. I have a bigger question than that. What is this fascination with captaincy? Like Rishabh wants to be India captain, okay, that's fine. But now everyone wants to be.
as soon as you.
Shami also said one time that he wants to be
think
India
it's
captain.
not.
Bumrah is wanting to be India captain. You had a situation where Virat was captain, then Rohit wanted to be captain, Hardik wants to be captain,
Rahane.
Sky is captain, Rahane. I can't remember a scenario. Indian cricket always had power center. It always. There was a Gavaskar, there was a couple there, but more often than not, you knew who the captain was. At best, there was one leader, contender, and the other. By the way, also I did not see. I have seen it only lately. This whole desire to be that much of a captain. Huh? I'll even go back to just a while back, a decade or so back, slightly more than that, when you had big players like Lakshman, Dravid, Kumble. There was no this over eagerness to be captain or trying to supersede. Yes, Kumble got captaincy after the whole scenario that happened, that first Dravid got captaincy because the coach decided that we have to move. Otherwise, it wasn't that Dravid was hankering for captaincy. He was coming to press conference and saying, I should be captain, or Kumble. No, I was saying everyone was fine. Whoever was captain was captain. Sachin was captain earlier. All of them were playing. Dada became captain. But now everyone is, what I'm trying to say is, everyone is a superstar. Everyone is a captain. Everyone wants to be a captain. What is this?
I think it's about being the center of attraction, because as soon as you win an IPL as captain, you saw what happens. Even if you're an average batter in the format and you're good as a captain, I think that suddenly you're looked at in a very different way. Because Shreyas Iyer, to be very honest, however big a fan I am of him, Shreyas Iyer, just as a batter in the IPL auction, did not deserve 26, whatever the exact amount he got. He would have gone for even maybe lesser than what KL Rahul ended up getting, for 12-13 crore. The reason for him getting double the money that he deserved as a batter all boils down to the fact that he was the captain of a franchise.
Is that why Venkatesh Iyer also got?
Could be. See, he is also done. Yeah,
he's reported to be the next KKR captain.
And he has been asked this question also, and he said that I am okay. He has given an interview recently in which he was asked this question very specifically, that you have been given so much money, is that a reason of being the captain? So he said that everyone's a leader. And anyways was in the part of I would have been a part of, even if I would have gone in some other franchise, I would have wanted to be the leader. I've always been a leader in KKR, so just the tag of being a leader really wouldn't change anything for me.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone wants to be a captain. And this is an interesting point. Maybe everyone wants to be a captain that because their price goes up. But what about everyone wants to be India captain also? There is no price. You get paid same. Whether you're captain or not.
I just feel, again, I could be very, very wrong here, and I'm not going after anybody here, but I just feel that what happened during Virat's era as captain, I think because at that time, firstly, there was no BCCI. Secondly, there was somebody like a Virat captaining the Indian team who was anyways way ahead of the other players as far as his game was concerned. What that did was that it made Virat Kohli the be all and end all of Indian cricket, and it was Virat Kohli who was looked at as the ultimate person in Indian cricket. If there was anything happening in Indian cricket, it was just Virat Kohli who was doing it, be it playing 11s, be it the support staff, be it anything. Maybe just because of that, and there was this brief phase where everyone thought that maybe this is a point where somebody is getting bigger than cricket, and it's sort of working also. I think what happened with Virat Kohli in that phase, I think that is something that many people now desire to be moving ahead.
No, but again, I'll go back. See, it's not that you did not have superstars. I'll go back.
But not like...
No. So see, the desire to be the center of attraction or big is human nature, right? Everyone has it. It has been there for time immemorial. Not now, not 10 years ago, not 20, 30, everywhere. And so was it in cricket as well. You've had issues. My point is, this wanting to be captain wasn't so much. So if you go back to, as I said, Gavaskar and Kapil Dev, they were captain, power centers, they had captain. But during that era, you also had a Gundappa Vishwanath who was a big star, who was a big player. But there was no desire that I have to be captain. Or he said that, I will be captain. You had the stalwarts all played together in Bedi, Prasanna, Venkatraghavan, all of them. Venkatraghavan captain India, Bedi did. But it wasn't that Chandrasekhar and Prasanna also as big superstars, we also want to be captain. But he has been, how can he... my point is that there is something that has changed, and it has happened in the last few years. There's the desire to be captain is just next level. That it has become an ambition. See, I'll tell you why. Because as a kid, a lot of players you speak to, whoever plays, you played cricket as a kid, there are other kids. Nobody started playing cricket thinking I'll be India captain one day. Everyone started playing, I have to, even if you're dreaming, you're saying, I am hitting that shot, I reach my 100, this is how I will, take my bat and my helmet and people will be clapping. That's the daydream you had. Right, or the day I will get my India cap, I will wear it.
Yeah.
Or I'll have the BCCI crest on my. These are the dreams, and I will hit the winning run of the World Cup, something like that.
Yeah,
These are-
yeah, absolutely.
Nobody ever, dreams of as a kid growing up.
Correct.
And captaincy is just a byproduct. It comes, situation is such, you go. And again, I'm not even comparing to other countries. There are captain, everyone aspires to, but I've never seen this sort of, hankering for captaincy, as you're saying. And I am trying to think of one reason, and that one reason in my mind, I'll tell you the turning point, where that turning point happened. And what is that number one reason? The number one reason I think is IPL, and I will blame IPL for that. What IPL did was created another tournament where there could be multiple captains.
Yeah.
Earlier there was only one. You were India captain. It was a crown of thorns. If you did well, you got the plaudits. If you didn't, you will lose your captaincy. And that was be all and end all of captaincy. Not everyone was chasing it. People were happy, being the top scorer or star or man of the match, things like that. Suddenly IPL opened up this Pandora's box. Everyone was a captain. As soon as you became captain, you could, your stature went up. So then you did well, and then you started comparing. I won these many IPL titles.
Exactly.
I can be as good a captain as that. So IPL is to be blamed number one for that. Now everyone wants to be captain, and there's nothing wrong in being ambitious. But as soon as that ambition, supersedes team spirit or supersedes, competition within the team, I don't think that is a great place to be in. So IPL is the one reason, and the second is, people may like it or not like it. I think one of our biggest cricketers today is MS Dhoni.
Correct.
And MS Dhoni's aura is based on captaincy. Is he, in terms of batter, one of the greatest batters that you've had?
No, not really.
Not at all, right?
Like a good, I think one of the best white ball batters, specifically in ODIs, not even in T20Is.
But even if I look
But
at
equally poor
Yeah,
in Test
not
cricket.
even then.
he
Yeah,
tests to
not
know.
even
So
then.
earlier there was this benchmark that you have to see test, but it is not there. Earlier, if you were not decent enough at test, you won't even be considered in one of the greatest.
Exactly.
But he is, and rightfully so. I'm not denying him that. But all of that is, a lot of it has to do with the kind of captain he was. And don't get me wrong, he, I think, was the best captain that India had. In white ball cricket, without doubt, the sharpest, the best. But I think when people saw that aura being built, that you were not really the greatest batter, because earlier, if you were the greatest, you had to be a Kapil Dev, the best all-rounder. Or you have to be the Gavaskar, the best batter.
But Kapil
or you have
Dev-
to be a Sachin Tendulkar, to be the biggest star. Yeah. But here was an MS Dhoni who necessarily wasn't the best batter of his team. There was a Virender Sehwag, there was Yuvraj Singh. There was at one point Sachin Tendulkar and so on and so forth. There were better batters also doing various things. Suresh Raina at one point was outstanding. So there were various batters. But MS got that aura because of his captaincy. I think that's where that ambition went, like, if I have to be this big, I can score as many runs as I want, but if I become this big captain, then I will be the thing.
That's exactly why I also gave Virat's example here, because I think that aura and
But Virat was also the best batter.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, if Virat did not get captaincy, would it have?
No,
affected his aura?
it would. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think Virat would have become this big, even as far as, I'm not going as far as stature in cricket, but just stature as somebody who's looked up to in the whole country. I think more than
No, I disagree.
No. What I'm trying to say, he would
If
not.
Virat was not captain, he would have had the same brand endorsement that he has. He would have had the same amount of Instagram followers that he has.
Correct.
He would have had these overseas players in Cummins and whatever saying Virat is the best batter that we have. He would have still had ads in Australian papers written about him. He would.
I think it would have made a little difference, because again, you talked about Kapil Dev. I think Kapil Dev, you say that he's somebody, who's more who was a great player, and still, I think, to a generation that hasn't seen Kapil Dev play the way everyone else has, I think a very big reason for him to remember him is that he was captain of the '83 World Cup.
Yes.
That's why I'm saying, because you leave a much bigger and a much longer and more impactful legacy if you win something like that as a captain.
Yes, but I'm saying Gavaskar, he was not the captain of the '83 World Cup. You don't even know that he would have been captain of the '85 World Series of Cricket. But a lot of people know. But because he was Gavaskar. Sachin Tendulkar. So Virat, I think even if he was not captain, he would be remembered because his dominance with the bat.
No.
But suddenly, and I agree with your point, one is because IPL, it allowed everyone to be captain and extend their authority that I'm so good, and it gave them a platform, and winning an IPL now is considered the greatest. So you think if we can do it here, why not there? Secondly, as you're rightly, maybe your value in the IPL increases, and so everyone wants to be captain. I see, what I feel is there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Everyone should be, everyone aspires to be, but what I've started to feel, and I don't know if I'm wrong, but the weightage or the importance that players have started giving to captaincy is not ideal. I don't think it's ideal for a cricketing environment or a cricketing country. If captaincy comes, so be it, great. But nobody is looking like that. Everyone is like, yeah, I can be a great captain. I should be. I don't know. I think it'll have a lot of side effects.
I think.
Or maybe because you get a suite, the captain only gets
that
suite.
they got
Everybody
Pele
else
also.
gets
The
just
suite
a
got, I think
normal
right
room.
now all players, see, those are days where you have to share rooms, so captain got a suite. Now everyone gets a
No,
big
now
room.
also just the captain and coach get the suite. No?
A manager. But nowadays what happens is that there are multiple suites also you can get. Yes, entitlement is for the captain, manager and coach. But see, these players can get, Virat, if he wants a suite, he can get.
I think there are two ways to look at it. One is obviously media training. That when you're asked about captaincy ambition, you would say that who doesn't want to, lead the country. I think this is one way of looking at it.
No,
That's
why
what I
can't
feel.
Earlier times also, the good media training would say,
Yeah.
so that you don't make people insecure and everything, would say, no, I'm not thinking about it. It would be, given, like when elections happen, you are asked, everyone wants to be chief minister. Nobody
Correct.
says, I want to be.
Correct.
Because, the right thing is, no, party will decide. That used to be how cricketers also saw it. We were asked saying, no, my job is to, if I'm a batter, my job is to score runs. I'm happy scoring runs, winning matches for my team. Or if I'm a bowler, I'm happy picking wickets, winning matches for my team. If it comes my way, so be it. But now it, have to come in the forefront. I want to be. And you're now hankering for it, asking for it. And you have ambition, you're even telling that, listen, I have to lead India. So I better start getting everything here in Delhi.
Yeah.
So once I get everything is arranged, I win titles here, then I will be able to.
And you're ready to leave anything. Shreyas, the same Shreyas Iyer who wanted an X amount of money this time around, last time was given the same offer that you have a blank check, you can write whatever you want to, but just we can't give you the captaincy. But he still went after the captaincy because maybe he knew that if I captain this time, the X amount they are giving me right now, that they'll give me next year also.
And also, I think the second way of looking at it is to maybe, bag more endorsement deals.
No,
Because
no.
see,
But that you can
I
get
don't think
even
it's-
if you're a player.
I don't think it's about the money. Money, I don't think.
I'll just give a hypothetical example. Let's say, you're a batter or a bowler, you put on some authoritative performances on the field, and then, you're asked in one of the pressers that do you aspire to be India's captain? You would say, more than likely will say, okay, I would want to, captain India at one stage. I think you're leaving an impression on the brands also that, okay, he's some kind of a player who could be the next big thing now. And that in a way helps the players to back those big endorsement deals. Now, he or she may not, captain India in the near future or not. That's a different discussion altogether. But that does leave an impression on the brands too.
No,
I don't think it's about the money. It's
give
more
an
about the
example.
legacy.
It should be about money. People want to earn money, and there's nothing wrong
No,
with
there's
it.
nothing wrong about it, but I
Yeah.
think there's a ceiling where after a point,
Brands don't
money.
look at that. Brands don't look at. I'll give an example. Let's go back. Anil Kumble became the captain, but he has a different personality. He has a different role in the team, not as flamboyant and things like that. And if alongside him there is a MS Dhoni playing under his, he had that flamboyance. So even if MS wasn't captain, brands were running after. They weren't going after Kumble. Now Kumble is no lesser cricketer. In fact, his cricketing achievement will be more. But there is that whole package. So I don't think endorsement is the thing. That captaincy doesn't bring you endorsement. I don't think so. It doesn't even increase your brand value. I don't think so. It is, I don't know.
But hasn't Rohit Sharma's brand value
No.
increased
That's-
ever since he has become the captain?
It has increased after he has won the World Cup as captain. That's a very different
Okay.
thing altogether.
That makes a difference. Secondly, if he was not performing as captain, would not do much to his brand value. You've had
That's
low
for
line
sure.
captain. I think, see, what can happen is if it's already if you're a star like a Rohit is or a Virat, and then captaincy comes along, it just takes you to another level. But if you're a very understated, quiet cricketer, not so flamboyant, the kind that, and then you made captain, then it's not going to do that much more to your brand value as well, right? I'll give an example. I mean, nothing against him, but one of the potential captain you could have looked at for India would have been Ravichandran Ashwin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. But if he would have been captain, would he have been getting more endorsement than a Virat or someone like that?
Unless he, you won a World Cup under
Yeah.
him, then it's going to be a different
Good
discussion
point.
altogether.
What if, let's say, India continued with Ajinkya Rahane as captain? His bat form didn't drop, but he's a different personality, quiet, like that. Would he get more brand value or endorsement than a Rohit or a Virat? I don't think so, right? Or a Hardik Pandya for that matter. So that is not there. I think it's one of the other byproducts of IPL. Not everything about IPL is great,
Okay.
and I think one of them is this captaincy. I want to be leading. This bargaining power that you have now, because there are multiple franchises, limited captain. So now you have a bargaining power. You say, listen, I want this. You're giving me this, then I'm coming. If not, I'm going to the auction, but I'm going to get
More.
7-8 crores more than you're going to offer me, and I'll get what else I want.
But I think it's more. I think it all boils down to it's all boils down to the legacy that a player wants to leave. I think that's a very big reason why captaincy is also looked at much more, because you cannot leave
You
this.
want this former India captain under your name when you
Or
retire.
yeah. Former
yeah.
India captain, not just that, and also former India captain who won something. Because again, the kind of legacy MS Dhoni or a couple they've
what I'm
left,
saying.
I don't think anybody else can sort of match that in that sense. So if you're a captain, so if Shreyas Iyer very well knows, I'll be very honest, that's a very big reason. Even I like him much more. So when he's gaining one fan just on the basis of the captaincy, there would be so many more like me. So that
See,
is a bigger
you need
reason.
to ask somebody like a Prithvi Shaw today, who was captain,
Under 19.
domestic team, under 19.
World Cup
And-
winner.
and today
Captain.
doesn't have a franchise. So things go south very fast. Very, very fast.
But this is very wrong that you troll him because he's partying on his birthday.
That even I
That is very wrong. He can party, that's what he said.
No,
He
but
can
if-
party at least on his birthday with his sisters.
No, whoever he wants to party is an adult, yeah. Even if it's not just I agree with you.
Doesn't need to specify that.
I give an example. No, I don't think he can even be a 5% of a party animal that Shane Warne was. Like
Yeah.
he will be an intern under Shane Warne if he wanted to be a party. No, I'm just telling you. Or a Chris Gale. Like Chris Gale and all will be like, hold my coffee. I'll teach you what partying is, so but when they came on the field, they were disciplined, they were fit. They came, Chris Gale with his 8-pack abs, Shane Warne with his bowling, right, full attack. You had to do that. So see, by the way, this is another thing that Parth in his interview with Sports Today was very interesting. He said that I love Prithvi and he's misunderstood. I remember the word he's misunderstood. But he said that he needed a jolt, and I can't agree more with him. And he mentioned that he was on a fat paycheck in the IPL. He thought life comes easy. You continue. He's bought a fancy house, I believe, now.
Yeah, he
Very
has.
fancy. I was just shifted there 2 months back.
Imagine.
And it's really fancy.
No, I wish him all the luck. He deserves
Four-
that. He's earned with his hard work, with his talent.
4 jacuzzis only. in the-
But that could have been multiple houses, multiple pay. He had that kind of talent to do it. But the thing is, he did not.
have the house.
He did not. No, we don't want to see it. Thank you very much, Shiva. But the
No,
thing is-
Mount isn't. I saw the whole
No,
thing.
we don't. But the thing is exactly that where he could have reached based on that talent, he did not. And I agree. And see, I think Parth is the perfect authority to speak on that because they backed him non-stop. In fact, interestingly, I was listening to Mohammad Kaif, who was the assistant coach at that time. He said, we used to be so upset with him. On the night we would decide in the team meeting, he's not going to play. We will drop him, not going to. But then we used to reach the ground, we used to say, यार खिला लेते यार X factor तो है. He said it. He said we used to be like,
Yes.
यार ये कर देगा. So last moment we used to put his name again, thinking that today will be the day where again he would fail. Then we would decide now the no chance. We will drop him next match. And meeting in the night dropped. Next match again. यार खिला
But
लेते.
how many Joels?
Exactly.
But how many more Joels
But
does
he
a
didn't get
Prithvi
Joel,
Shaw see?
so
No,
he
there are
would
many.
still get every season he would get
Paj
a
Jindal is open, and even I hope that this is the Joel that actually changes his life from here. That he's not picked in IPL. But when I just look back at his journey, just after the Under 19 World Cup, he debuted for India, played a couple of IPLs. Ever since then, first it was the doping Joel that he had. We thought that this might just change him.
That he had cough syrup, so that
But-
can happen to him.
A little extra cough syrup, anyway. But then
He must have been bad throat. He must have traveled to Delhi and
very
Palan
bad.
में match नहीं था because pollution.
and then then he had the fight that whole thing, the fist fight that happened outside the club in Bombay. Then a few
But
incidences in
that also
IPL.
may not have been his fault. Now, if people
Yeah.
are Eve teasing, then he has to
But
stand up.
other things during the IPL, during domestic season, so many things like this have happened previously, and nothing has sort of changed.
So you're saying
him.
he's beyond help. Not
No. I hope this is the jolt that he needs.
But you're not 100%
yeah,
sure that this jolt will help.
yeah. Even Jindal even went on to say that there's no better timer of the ball in world cricket apart from Prithvi Shaw, and I so agree with him. I've never said this because I didn't want to get trolled, but now that I have a backer with me, so that's why even I can agree to that. There is genuinely no bet. Even till very recently when he was playing those county matches with UCL, there also he was just playing. It just looked like it just comes so
makes it look
naturally to
very
him.
easy, I agree.
Very natural.
And when he's aggressive, no, it's not like he's
Yeah,
punching the ball.
not
He's
at
doing
all.
it with ease.
You remember the 6 fours he hit to Shivam Mavi? Those were just
Yeah, IPL.
yeah.
Once again.
Just really good.
That's it. Because of that only they would every day go to the ground, khila lete. Till eventually they got so fed up. And see, again, with Delhi I can understand that they, once bitten, twice shy with him. In fact, they were bitten many times and then finally became shy. But all franchises. So see, the word also spreads around.
Correct.
And he said, listen, he needs to work hard. He needs to discipline himself. He needs to, one very important line what Parth mentioned in the interview, I think that actually nails it. And that actually tells you where he is. He said he needs to start loving the game of cricket again.
Correct.
The same game where he fell in love with as a kid. There was no other distraction. You played because you loved the sport. You loved the sound of the ball hitting the bat. That love went away somewhere and became a chore. It became your profession. Once that love comes back, and I think that's why this jolt helps. When you will be sitting now, see earlier,
I agree.
You're traveling with the team, you're part of that circus.
You're partying there every night.
No, also on the ground before the toss, you're doing masti. You've seen, players.
No, he does masti all
So
throughout
you think
the
you're
day.
part of the group, the gang. Now when you will be sitting at home, then you realize.
Somebody.
I hope. I think he's a big talent and needs to be.
If someone gets injured, do you see him being a replacement? I don't think so.
No.
No, not in Indian team.
No, but in IPL, I think he'll be picked.
No, I still don't think
Injury.
so. No,
It's
not
possible.
even if now he wasn't bought, then I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Showed this to me for the second time today.
Pink ball test was his last test. No, but then that was not his fault. Everyone scored that much only.
But even in Australia, I remember last time, even he went to England also, if I'm not wrong, for one
did.
tour.
2021.
He played also. I think he didn't play now.
No.
Australia also, he looked comfortable before this dismissal, definitely. He's looked very nice wherever he's
Actually,
gone.
those pitches will suit him. He loves those.
Australian, he loved them. Even in England, I don't think he'll be not successful in
That
England.
massive
with-
gap between his bat and pad, that
Yeah.
was exploited very
Yeah,
well.
it was.
But like with Yashasvi, we are a little iffy now if he'll do well in England or not. Will the conditions suit him or not? But with Prithvi, I feel that
No, see, I'm looking at it. See, he should. If nobody's telling him that, you've had a transition in T20 international cricket. Could there have been a better opener than him?
No.
You're going to an Abhishek Sharma and you're looking at. You would have gone to him
Across
directly
formats.
had he kept a good head on his shoulder and kept performing.
across formats, I feel
Perfect.
across formats.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, Test cricket, some places there you've exploited his weakness, whatever.
Correct.
But in white ball, though, he was made for it, right? If he had just continued, but he did not.
Only a Dhoni
He
can
didn't.
save him now. Even if Sachin hasn't been able to,
So he should go to CSK now.
or just go spend some time with him in his farmhouse
Please,
in
I'm
Ranchi.
so
think
happy
MS
with a
Dhoni
couple
has
of
time.
signs, players that CSK have signed, specifically Deepak Hooda. I think his career could be,
No, but he's
he could have a
already
resurgence
whacking it
there.
in Syed
Yeah,
And Syed Mushtaq. Yeah. Well, not too long ago, he scored a T20I century for
I
India.
know. But, I think what happened with him, he just
Got lost.
not got lost because of shuffling, not playing. I think he got bogged down by the pressure of international cricket.
Absolutely.
But he was played at a very wrong time also. It wasn't the right time because he was gotten because he could chip in with the ball.
Correct.
There was no other reason. It wasn't
One
the
thing-
batting that
No, but he
was.
never got the bowling.
But again, he was never got into the
No,
team
you
because
got
of his
him as a
batting.
You pushed him up. He played the T20 World Cup
Yeah.
as well down under. But I think also he also has to take the blame. When you're coming in, you get few opportunities. You have to, leave your mark. He got that 100 versus Ireland, I remember, but he needed to step up. I think the pressure got to him. Who knows? See, there is a second coming for a lot of players. They've made a comeback, so who knows what happened.
Rahane also today 30 ball 68. For him, captaincy option for
Then
KKR.
Shreyas was 32 of 17. I saw.
Prithvi Shaw also 25 of
The
13.
man who's rocking Said Mushtaq is Hardik. Every
you
day.
there you can see the class difference. It's very evident.
Yeah.
The way he's smacking the ball, it's very obvious that there's a huge difference between domestic
Him
and
and-
inter.
yeah.
They're not exploiting his
It's
weakness
very
against
obvious.
short pitch bowling.
There is no weakness while he's batting there. It's brutal hitting. He's just going out there and he's just hitting everyone all across, everywhere, just mashing them. It's a joke for him there.
What are we waiting for?
Swal.
He's waiting for the IPL.
He with his brother.
Let's go with your questions. Okay, Dhairya. RCB's squad is not that bad as we are thinking. Do you think Jacob will play ahead of Tim David? Lucknow is worst bowling lineup this year.
No, the team doesn't look that bad. In fact, we did talk about that when we were doing. No,
Siddharth has picked him in top 4. Yeah.
and also
And
given
later
them-
2 out of 10.
No, first 2 out of 10, then in the
See,
top
RCB
4.
have a decent bowling. See, you have Josh Hazelwood, there's Yash Dayal, Swapnil Singh, Kronal Pandya,
Suyash.
there is Suyash Sharma, forgetting the name of that other pacer. Lungi Ngidi is there, obviously.
Backup.
So, I think, Rasik Salam, for whom they paid 6 crore for that matter. And they have a decent lineup.
Kashmiri Apple.
Yeah.
As Irfan Pathan put a tweet out.
I think the main
Rasik
problem-
Salam, I think, more of an all-round option for them.
Yeah.
He'll bat in the
But he's
middle
a
order.
bowler. Yeah.
Jitesh Swastik Chikara.
Your favorite.
Base price. Very disappointment.
But Jacob Bethel has done well in whatever limited opportunities he's got for England. So he could be like a...
No, Tim
pick
David
for
will
them in
start.
middle order.
Tim David will, of course, start.
Yeah,
Tim David is...
Bhuvi you forgot.
Yeah,
He is
Bhuvi.
going to be the leader of the
bowling.
pack. Yeah.
And Tim David started his career in RCB itself.
The man from
Madhav,
Singapore.
please discuss the man of the match percentage of Messi and Ronaldo. Madhav, I did receive your message on Twitter. Yes, Madhav pointed out. But today Harshit is not there, so it will be no fun. You're having a debate over Messi and Ronaldo, and Madhav sent me a stat where, almost same amount of matches they have played, and Messi has won 3 times more man of the match awards than Ronaldo. Yes, Madhav, but we'll have to do a different show for that. Shubham. For the first time, RCB has spent evenly for all position player instead of 3-4 big buys. Maybe because big names are missing, everyone is rating them low. Yeah, Virat captain, huh? Now to AB de Villiers has also said it.
Yeah.
It is. We also said it here on
Going
Sports
by the
Today.
squad, they don't really have many leadership options.
Krunal.
There is Phil Salt, Livingston, Kronal Pandya, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. They have led, at some stage in international cricket or IPL, but they don't really have
But
a
as Shashwat
leader.
says doesn't matter who's going to lead.
Perennial underachievers.
No,
They
captain
need-
will be only one.
They need a second fiddle captain. Somebody like Krunal Pandya, who'll happily be that.
No. I think Virat will.
He was once.
Krunal is leading right now also.
I know,
Yeah.
but Virat will lead. He needs that big post.
Could possibly, now that he's left
he
T20.
needs to come to Rajouri Garden for that. Yeah.
For one match when we were in the Mohali, that match.
Yeah. IPL, he did not captain. He didn't come.
Faf
for
had an
first.
injury. Faf was the impact sub.
Correct. Huh.
Yeah.
That game, yeah. But Faf was captaining from outside. Okay, Madhav is saying, please discuss Harry Brook. Today he completed 2,000 runs in test in 22 matches with 7 centuries, average of 60 plus and strike rate of 89. Yeah, outstanding century.
Yet to be tested in tough conditions.
Yeah.
That's
Even
the only thing I'll say.
Indian conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he's a
didn't really tour this time due to personal reasons.
Yeah. But I remember IPL got that one big knock.
SRH, yeah.
SRH.
After that, didn't do anything.
He was part of Delhi last year, did not
But I
come.
think he's going to be a sure shot starter for DC this time.
Sure.
Yeah.
He was hitting those going on the knees type shots today, Pant style.
132
I watched
not
him.
He's a
out.
capital now.
Bit of highlights I saw.
Hmm.
Rakesh Bhushan, IPL captains are aided by coach, staff, owners, even on field decision they take, unlike national team. There's a lot of independency for on-field decision. Everyone wants to be captain because of IPL, and we get half-baked one. Very good point. That's what I said. IPL. I mean, I love IPL for a lot of other things, but this captaincy, you hold everyone, all thanks to the IPL. One whole franchise almost was destroyed because of.
One whole franchise has 7 captains.
Yeah, how many? How 7 count?
Rohit, Surya, Hardik, Bumrah, Tilak captain emerging Asia Cup na.
Arey,
Yeah, still we can count him.
then you can get
captain
under 19. then
emerging Asia Cup he
Bre-
captain.
Brevis somewhere will be captain and Prithvi Shaw.
Brevis went unsold.
Yeah. I think he'll come somehow by some.
Later.
Yeah.
Later.
All will play under.
Yeah. Brilliant. All will play under one, na? Owners. Everyone plays under the owners only.
Shubham Garg. He's saying Shashwat Virat got all the fame in 2016 itself without white ball captaincy. His 2016 T20 World Cup and IPL performance, he becomes bigger than MSD after that. He became bigger.
Yeah,
I see. I'll be very honest. That's my personal opinion, but I don't think anybody is bigger than MS Dhoni. And the reason, I have a very clear, simple reason for that. At the end of the day, the whole country, we go towards an ICC trophy. That's what everyone plays for. And there are just 3 captains who have done that. Thrice in fact, it's been done by MS Dhoni. That's a very big reason I consider. See,
No,
because
MS
there
the
is no
best
other.
captain, without doubt. White ball captaincy, without doubt. MS Dhoni.
It's about who is more famous.
Famous, it'll be a close
Famous.
fight, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be a close fight. MS Dhoni doesn't. He also is not available.
MS Virat.
Who have more Instagram.
Instagram doesn't decide anything, yeah.
Modi ji also I think has.
no Instagram following doesn't mean he's not a big player. Nah.
Modi
Come
ji has
on,
less
yeah.
followers than Virat, na?
That
Modi
cannot
ji
be
also
right.
has less. Modi ji has less followers than Virat, but Modi ji is more famous. Diljit.
Diljit. Let's not digress, please. Rishabh here is saying, let us confirm South Africa as one of the finalists of WTC. I don't see them going down in any of the 4 matches. They are shellacking Lanka, and this shall continue. Stubbs will be the next big thing for Africa.
Yeah.
After Sri Lanka, who do they play?
Pakistan.
He's right.
Another home series for them. South Africa, the scenario is very clear. You have, I think, more than likely you're going to win this test because Sri Lanka are
Yeah.
not going to chase
How many do
500.
they need to win out of the 4?
3.
That they will. You're right.
They are sure because that will make their percentage of points earned more than 60, and
Then
that should
India
be
and
enough.
Australia can fight
Which they are already.
for the second spot. If Sri Lanka then is out.
Now, yesterday someone was asking me, can India really win 4-0? I was like, just win the Adelaide test and it's going to be 4-0.
No.
Just
no.
win the Adelaide
Still
test
again.
and it's
Please
going to
see
be
a
that.
dugout
Yeah.
from 2 days ago.
It's tough.
Okay, Rakesh Bhushan says Nikhil Shastri, Vaughan, Rahane, Kumble were great cricketing minds. Sachin and Lara were never a great captain in spite of being best players. Imran, MSD were amazing. Ajay for me, great mind. Why in IPL nobody has him? By the way, I'll tell you something inside info. I agree, Ajay, great mind. It's not that Ajay has not been offered roles in IPL. He is a lot of time not taken them.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's very particular about who he's working with, what the scenario is going to be like, who are going to be the other people. So if it doesn't suit him, he doesn't go. And unlike a lot of other players, he's not doing it for the money.
Yeah. I read a
Because
few
right now he's
interviews.
a
Maharaja.
his net worth is more than Virat Kohli. That is not a lie, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I read a few interviews of the Afghanistan players and they were very happy with Ajay Jadeja when he was a consultant during the World Cup.
I'll tell you one thing. Things that I've learned. It's not that he spoke to them about cricket. I mean, he realized that these guys know, but he motivated them a lot. He spoke to them about, you're underdogs. You need to fire the underdogs against bigger teams. He spoke to them about their history, Afghan history, and what all they did in their history, how they beat mighty opponents. So he made them realize that, and those are the things that really fire you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, he's a very sharp cricketer. I've worked with a lot of cricketers, and the way he looks at the game, and I've worked with a lot of thinking cricketers. When you sit and analyze, you you learn a lot when you listen to their thought process. Some of them fantastic ones that I work with, some that are liked by people here, some that are not. Like, Dean Jones was a sharp cricketing mind that I work with. I worked with Sidhu, who does Jumla but knew a lot. There was Sunny Gavaskar. I've worked with Sanjay Manjrekar, Ajit Agarkar.
I think
DVS
Mohammad
Lakshman.
Kaif also, because at
Kaif
one point
also,
he was touted to be the next India captain by Greg Chappell, for that matter.
Yeah, he's very sharp.
Even Ajay
Yeah.
Jadeja was touted
Ajay as
next
well. I've worked a
captain.
lot with him. So, but you can make out that he's a sharp cricketing mind.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that here. Siddhant Hande saying, I think this mindset to be a captain of India increased after lockdown because every time there were two teams traveling everywhere. Good point. Dhawan, Sky, Iyer, KL, Bumrah, Hardik.
Dhawan was everywhere.
Yeah.
You're touring Sri Lanka, Shekhar Dhawan.
Good point. No, I don't think that really caused it. But yeah, interesting. Shashwat, why do you like Shreyas or Prithvi Shaw? Why don't you like Kohli?
No, even I have a lot of, liking towards Shreyas Iyer for that matter, but he's not a complete batter. That's the biggest problem. Had his performances, been good in those Australian and England conditions, I would have definitely wanted him as my next India captain.
No, but I don't
Definitely.
think nobody in the world, I can just remember one or two players who I feel, according to me, are complete batters. It's about how you score runs without being complete.
Has
think
he
it's
even
Sachin
scored in
Tendulkar, I
Australian
think it's
and
Sachin Ten-
England conditions?
No. I do agree with you that he's not scored runs over there. But what I'm trying to say is that not everybody is a whole.
KL a complete batter?
Nobody is a complete batter.
I'm asking you a question.
But
directly.
When
the
on,
thing is,
when
you
on
have to-
song,
KL Rahul.
when on song, KL is even better than Virat
Yeah,
Kohli. It's
KL
as
is,
simple as that.
he is a complete batter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When on song, he's better than Virat Kohli.
No, then to on song Prithvi Shaw is better than anybody
Brian
in the world.
Lara is his biggest fan, KL. He says
Yeah.
when he bats.
When he bats, that's the whole problem.
That's the operating.
That's the operating.
More than 100 runs in Perth.
No, that's the whole point. Now,
Yeah.
when he scores, that's the problem.
Okay, Naval Singh from the UAE. Pant, Gill or Sanju? Who will be the next big captain? Come on.
Gill.
Gill?
No, who should be or who will be? Gill.
Shubman Gill.
He's already being
I'm
marketed.
going Pant.
Okay.
I'm going Pant.
Personally, I would have wanted Sanju Samson, but I don't see him captaining.
he's
Yeah,
asking
even
you to-
I like
he's-
him a
he's
lot as a
asking you to,
captain.
Just guess in the future.
I have no other bet, please.
Shakin wants to know. One more bet?
No.
With Virat and
I have
Adelaide?
nothing else left
Okay.
to give away.
Priyanshu is
After
saying
this.
players should have aimed to become the biggest match winners, then everything will come. Captaincy, brand value. What did Sachin Virat win as captain? They're still the biggest. 100% agree with.
Yeah.
That should be our aim. I just want to play cricket. I just want to score runs. I want to be the best player that I am. Everything else will fall into place. That used to be the old mindset. Now everyone is captain. Okay. MSD, Virat and Rohit, Kiran is saying earned their captaincy by performance. Pant can be test captain. In white ball, he needs to earn his spots. Players want for brand value. Not everyone is captaincy.
Absolutely.
Which is also true.
Yeah.
The thing is this, na IPL mein everyone wins here and there. You compete, playoffs. This. Maybe captain.
One of the best then.
Many captain. Okay, final question of the evening. We've got future IIT and all the best. I hope you become an IIT one day. You guys never give respect to Virat Kohli. He's way bigger than MS in world cricket. Sachin also not won a.
One as captain.
Only one Virat, three MS has. No. Future
I think
IIT.
Virat
I
is
think
India's
it is
best test
unfair
captain.
to say somebody
Hands down.
is better than. No, but I mean, who can decide that who has a better brand value than MS or Virat or Sachin for that matter? Is there a metric that can confirm that?
No.
So if I was to say that I think all of them are equally big, then is there anything wrong with that? Very good feedback.
I saw it. Thank you, Shubham Garg.
Very good feedback. Okay, Rohel. Okay, Kunal Ranjan is saying, I agree. Ajay is one of the few people you pay to listen. I agree. I did an interview with him about a year ago.
Yeah,
Please
you
listen
can.
to
I
that.
was going to say that you can
You
listen
check
to
it
it
out
on
and
for free also. It was
Yeah.
a whole dugout.
Yeah.
That
Not
was
just,
Varun Badola also, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
Secret location, dugout.
That was
What
one
was
of
the
your,
secret location?
That was one of your initial videos of Sports Today that I watched.
You watch.
Yeah, that I watched,
As
yeah.
you as a
Yeah.
viewer. Okay.
Okay, final comment. Rohel Rafi saying politics is destroying India versus Pakistan cricket. It is a travesty that Virat.
Yeah. Just scroll down. Yeah, okay. This is here.
It is a travesty that Virat Kohli will probably retire without having played a single test match against Pakistan. It's the fans who lose out in the end. Actually, this is interesting. Imagine Virat not playing an India-Pakistan test match. Again, when he must be growing up as a cricketer, one of the things would have been that. Now, there I get 100 versus Pakistan.
6 matches, 12 innings, 12 hundreds on those flat tracks.
In Lahore,
Pindi.
he would have. But imagine, he would have had a dream that I'm batting Gaddafi. And that,
Harry Brook has got 80% of his hundreds in Pakistan.
that's true. That is true. Chalo, okay, we can't take all your questions, but Akshay Khanna is fine. He says, because it's related to the subject, he says, Pant is a great player. Also, his PR game is very strong. He will be the next captain. Gill, Pant are the only two contenders.
Yeah.
I don't think Pant has any other PR apart from he himself being who he is.
He's a great PR with the way he
Yeah.
plays.
But if,
Doesn't need anything.
fitness permitting, there is one guy who can actually beat both of them.
Yashasvi.
Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, he can.
Fitness permitting.
Okay, take care, guys. Lovely to have your company once again in another edition of the Dugout. We'll take your leave. You guys take care, look after yourself, have a great weekend, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Day. Give us a like on our video, that really means a lot to us. That's the only thing we ask you for. Anything else you want to say? Under the sun? Anything? Nothing.
Good night, Nandri, Vadakam, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables.
And don't trouble your mother.